For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Hello again. We are in the midst of October. Lots of things going on, and we've got two special guests for you today. Let's start with Mr. Brian Ulatowski.
Thanks for having me on again.
Ulatowski.
It rolls off the tongue.
It's an Irish name.
Total Irish. Thanks again for having us on.
Brian, you've got a busy, busy month, but it's great stuff.
It's fantastic stuff. We start out, next Thursday with another ribbon cutting over at La Fontaine. This is with the Ronald McDonald House. They got a big caravan for the families that they need, and La Fontaine was there to help them.
This is La Fontaine Chevy.
Chevy, I'm
GMC.
sorry. Yes. St. Clair.
I'm missing one.
Buick.
GMC, Buick.
And they've just come into this town and stepped up for everything that we've needed. And it's great to see how these communities can work together.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald House in Detroit, us here in St. Clair, and they're helping out. So it's been fantastic. So that's the first thing we have coming up.
So that's at 10 o'clock on Thursday the 19th.
Correct.
And the public is sort of invited to come and watch.
By all means. I know that they're going to have, some coffees and donuts and things like that there. So it'd be great just to come out and once again support.
Okay, they're going to do that. Kelly Clemmer is going to be there, local girl who now works for Ronald McDonald House.
Correct. And she's just taken over there doing so much promotional stuff for them. And it's absolutely wonderful to see them come all the way out here to St. Clair, to get involved. So that's going to be fantastic.
We'll see you there.
Yep.
Next, you've got what?
Well, also right now down in the plaza at certain stores, we have Find Annabelle, the doll, and we put it at different locations. And if you find it, you get a raffle ticket. Then at the end of it, anyone, and here's the flyer right there. So all of the businesses, the chamber is buying a $25 gift card from all of them who are participating, pulling out a name at the end. So you get to probably about a $200 value just for coming down and trying to find Annabelle.
So you're going to move Annabelle around?
Annabelle gets moved around. I think she's located in Warwater for the next couple nights.
Okay.
On there, and this was Kim, our assistant over at the chamber office, decided to do something like this, and it's actually taken off extremely well for us.
Hamlin Pub is mentioned down there. I had the opportunity to tour yesterday, and the public is going to be really, really pleased.
That's a fantastic. He has done so much with that.
Yeah.
And he's also got involved, been a top sponsor on a lot of our events, and hasn't even been open yet.
No.
So he's involved in this also. So just a really good guy.
People that remember Guastello's Village Inn, all the way up through Danny Gallagher to the Ackett's, they're just going to be blown away when they walk in the door.
By all means.
Because the brick inside is beautiful and did
somehow,
a nice job.
And somehow we made it look bigger.
Yeah.
You just keep looking out, and there it goes.
And I think what it was is they took the ceiling out.
Yeah.
And they went right up to the roof. And we won't talk about roofs.
No, we will not. So they're doing excellent things down there also.
All right, so the next slide you have is?
I believe the next thing we have coming up in the whole thing would be the Trick or Treat Trail.
Okay.
And that happens on Saturday, the 21st of October at Gregg Park. It's from 6 to 9. There's a $2 per person fee for that. And it's about a little over a mile.
Okay, you started this 3 or 4 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
As a small little project, but it's grown and grown. So you bring $2 a person. A person is a child?
Yep.
Okay. So it's a family deal. You're going to go for $5 or $6.
Correct.
$10.
Yep.
And you walk through Gregg Park, which is decorated?
It's all decorated. We've got the forest uplit. We have other local businesses out there. I know Great Clips has their own little section. Advia is going to have their section on there. So you just walk through it. It's not too scary. It's just enough so the kids won't be frightened. There's plenty of candy at every location on there. So it's turned into just a fantastic event.
And you had 1,000 people last year?
2,000.
2,000?
2,000 people last year. We're hoping for about 2,500. The weather may not be the best, but when you're out in under the shade of the trees, you don't get rain. No rain.
So that's Saturday, October the 21st. What time does it start?
Starts at 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. until?
Until about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And then at the end, Neiman's has been so gracious to donate the donuts, hot chocolate, and cider again. So once again, community event.
Yep.
So it's just really good for the families.
Right.
On there.
Okay. And next we have?
After that, on the 28th At the Haunted Warehouse at Warwater,
Okay.
we have the Saints and Sinners costume party on there.
Now, which are you?
I'll say I'm a saint today.
But we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see that night.
St. Clair Halloween Celebration, Warwater Brewery's Haunted Warehouse, October 28th, 8 p.m. till midnight. Music, beverages, live circus acts.
Yep, so we got
Are
three
you
different...
dressing up? Are you doing
No, I am not doing any of the trapeze artists and anything like that, but we do have 3 circus acts coming in there.
No kidding.
We have a tribute AC/DC band. With this $25, you get 3 drinks, you get appetizers from 8 to 10, pizza at midnight, and like I said,
Oh, my.
the band. So there's a lot there.
Yeah.
And you know, there was a couple sponsors to help get this down to this price because it was at
Yeah.
one point a little bit higher. Warwater, La Fontaine, and the Wellington Financial.
Fontaine again.
There they are again. So
Along
the
with you.
the 3 of them just all of a sudden put a little bit more to get the price down, and we're hoping for a great turnout.
So that's fun. It's Warwater, St. Clair Halloween. Probably a contest to see who had the wildest costume.
We're hoping for that too. They're not mandatory.
Right.
Highly encouraged, and we probably will have a costume contest.
All right, and then the final picture. There we go. Oh, that was the one we saw, the 19th.
The
That's
19th.
The ribbon cutting.
Yep.
Okay. And that's all the pictures. So we'll just review that one. Coming up this week, Thursday the 19th, there's a ribbon cutting ceremony at 10 a.m. at La Fontaine.
Yep.
And then there'll be some celebrations down in Detroit later in the day for the executives.
Correct. So we'll stay up
You
here.
and I'll stay
We'll
home.
stay up here.
All right. So and that's about it for October.
That gets us through October, and then
And
a
then-
whole mess of new stuff coming in December that we'll be love to come back and explain to you guys.
Santa is coming on November 17th.
17th.
17th, 19th.
Yep.
Somewhere in there. And
And then right after that, we have our Christmas market, 9th and 10th of December, with Santa comes back again to visit. So there's just a whole many things that we've added for that weekend coming up.
go home and get some rest.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you again for having
We'll be
us.
back with Deb Johnson in just a second. Great. Well, hello again. My name is
Hang
Mr.
on.
Paul Dingerman. That's my private boat behind here. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it
That's
is.
beautiful.
So pretty.
Had lots of information from Brian Ulatowski there. Lots of stuff happening in the city of Marine City as far as the chamber is concerned. Marine City has got as many things happening up until Halloween. We'll try and get somebody in here next week. Speaking of Marine City, if Troy will throw up that first slide, we've got a lady that can tell us all about how the move went for the St. Clair Community Mental Health Marine City branch. Opened it.
The move went fabulously.
Good.
If people want to, still check us out, 6221 King Road in Marine City, and we're actually going to have a Halloween
Oh, really?
kind of a thing there on October 24th.
A trunk thing?
Yeah, like sort of like a trunk or treat, but it's more of an inside the building thing, I think, and people can, view it. And I don't remember the exact time, but if people give us a call or call, and give us a call. We can.
Every time I go by there, they are busy.
Lot of things going on.
A lot of
So,
people.
speaking of how busy they are, even since it takes a while. You find a building,
yeah.
you buy it, you do some renovations, By the time you get in, it's like almost a year later.
Right.
And in that time, we've grown so significantly that we probably aren't going to sell the other building on Broadway.
Oh, my.
We actually have some ideas for some programming to happen in that building. So we are working on that right now, and more news to follow on that.
Well, good. That's a nice building, the one downtown there.
It is. It's really nice, and we also know that maybe 20 to 30 people walked to their appointments.
Yeah.
They can't walk out to King Road.
No.
It'd be a long walk.
Yeah.
So we would probably move their therapists back there and try to accommodate that as well. But we talked about maybe doing some veteran social group. We have a veterans walking group in Port Huron, but probably vets from Marine City aren't going up there.
The veterans group out of Council on Aging in Marine City at the Washington Life Center is really an active group, so they'd probably get together with you.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All
Do I
right.
get a commission for that?
Yeah, if it works out, you do. Or maybe some kind of a collaboration award or something like that.
Talking about the month of October, last week we missed a thing called the Mental Illness Awareness Week. The week is over, but now it's gone for a month.
Right, and in Mental Illness Awareness Week, it happens every year, the first week of October, and it's really important because it's a time that we can work on raising awareness and educating the community about mental health issues and how important getting treatment is and things like that, because the statistics I think, continue to be kind of startling. 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 6 youth aged 6 to 17 will experience a mental health episode in any given year.
Wow.
So that's pretty high numbers. 21 million Americans experience major depressive episode annually. 48 million people are affected by an anxiety disorder annually. So, and out of all those people, less than half of them seek treatment. About 47.2% seek treatment. So that's important that we continue to educate and reach out to people, and you know, we continually work on trying to reduce the stigma associated with having
Right.
with having not only just having the mental health issue, but seeking treatment for it. So that is what is important about that week.
Well, the week is over, but the effort will continue.
That's true. And you know, we do that through things like coming on your show once a month,
Yeah, right.
and trying to educate the community. And
Yeah.
you and I have talked about stigma many times. We
Right.
talk about all kinds of mental health issues. So yeah, the effort continues, but
Another awareness month, this one is a big one that you've been involved in. It's the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Estimated 300,000 new cases every year.
yeah, actually, I brought another little. Maybe this is the same, but 1 in 8 women. We know that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her life. Then that number is gradually increasing. They haven't changed it from 1 in 8 yet, but it's steadily on the rise. But although the incidents are increasing of diagnosis, the rate of death is not increasing as fast. And the reason is early detection.
Yeah.
So early detection saves lives. You know, I say that all the time. I was a person who got mammograms every year, and even at the time I got diagnosed with it was in kind of, well, at my annual mammogram.
Right.
But it had only been a year before the last one that was good. And it was already had advanced almost to stage 3, and it was aggressive.
Wow.
And it was
In
aggressive.
less than a year.
Yeah, less than a year.
Wow.
And so so it's important that, you know, women do self breast exams, that you talk to your doctor about anything suspicious, and that you seek treatment if you even think you've got something going on, because you'd rather be safe than sorry, for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so it's important, and there's a lot of resources in our county for free or reduced mammograms and even breast cancer support once you get diagnosed. You know, I'm also active in an organization taking a shot at breast cancer.
Yeah.
Have you had Emily on recently?
About what?
Had Emily Gowdy on talking about that?
I don't think so.
Well, we should get her on.
Well, let her get her on. We'll do it.
We should do it.
I'll have her
But-
come to Rotary, too.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But anyways, so she started this organization because a good friend of her sister was diagnosed and then actually ended up dying from breast cancer at a young age. And so she wanted to do things to, you know, not just raise awareness, but also provide support for women who needed it. So calling any of the hospitals, there's currently programs for free mammograms. I'm pretty sure I saw Joe Couture talking about it for Lake Huron Medical Center. Like, give
Right.
them a call through the foundation. They can do some free services. And I think all 3 hospitals right now throughout this month are doing different programs.
Right.
So check any one of them
Right.
and find out about that. But
Okay. Halloween coming up at the end of the month. In recent years, there's been more of an effort to bring mental health to the conversation around Halloween. I suppose that is a concern.
it is a concern because sometimes people don't use good judgment. And
Yeah.
I don't think they intentionally mean to be
Mean.
but like I one time I was driving down a street in Port Huron and I saw like a dummy body of a person hanging from a tree.
Oh,
from a rope.
no.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
No.
I mean, that's horrible. And
Yeah.
so I don't know what the person was thinking that put it up there, but that can be so re-traumatizing for somebody who has lost somebody who died by suicide. it's suggestive. I mean, it's all kinds of things. You've also seen places like come into the insane asylum. It's this, this haunted insane asylum.
Right.
Well, we don't want to
That was
use.
used a lot.
Yeah, we don't want to use insane asylum. We don't even use words like that anymore. And so having a haunted, scary house is fine, but calling it an insane asylum and psycho and all those kinds of words, we don't use those words. In a recovery-focused environment, you don't use those kind of words because it's just it's not nice. It actually perpetuates stereotypes that mental health conditions are scary, they're frightening,
They're hurtful.
they're horrific, and it's hurtful. So we don't want people to, to do those kinds of things. And then even think about your costume, outfits, slitting, blood coming out of you, different things like that. It's not, they're not good. So no mental, anything that features, mental health issues or, what they think are psychos or things like that. It's a bad picture. So hopefully people use good judgment. Halloween should be fun. You could be witches and goblins and scary kind of things.
Dress up as the Taylor girl. What's
Taylor Swift. Yeah, be a Swiftie. Everybody's a Swiftie. So.
Or the football player that she's dating.
And there you go. You could be Taylor Swift and her boyfriend.
Right.
So,
right.
Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of different fun things you can do. So, that's what we want people to do. Do things that are stigma-free and show your Halloween spirit.
You brought along a sign about a home for the holidays. What's that all about?
Yes, home for the holidays. Actually, during COVID, one of our staff, Mark Hutchinson, worked with the people that took the theater classes, took the writing class, and they wrote little vignettes.
Oh, really? Okay.
And we actually filmed them during COVID because we couldn't have our annual play that we always had.
Right.
And so Mark and actually Regina Spain, they're really the primary authors of these vignettes. And I don't know if you remember this, but Mark actually passed away kind of suddenly for us. It was over a year ago. And so this is kind of a nice thing for all of us at Community Mental Health. We're happy to
honor him
and to do this. And Regina's happy. I mean, she did work on it too. She's like co-author on a lot of the stuff.
Is there a man by them and a couple initials of MM? Mr. McCartan, is he involved in this organization?
You know, I'm sure he is, because he is every year. So I'm sure he is again, and actually, I'm sure he is. I don't know which role he has, but I'm sure it's a good one. And
that's right.
He'll do a good job for sure. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that Marine City is so successful. You're going to keep the other building open. That's great news.
Yeah, I mean the thing that's been kind of alarming is the rate of growth of people needing services, the growth of our agency. We grew by 71 staff from last year to this year. And then, just from last year to this year. But I wanted to get the number and I don't have it, from 2018 or 19, I think we had around 200-ish. We have 460 right now, staff. So in just like 3-4 years.
Is it maybe related to the fact that more people are using services or know about services that are available? It's
related to a couple of things. That's definitely one of them. Another one is we became a CCBHC, which means Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic, and we received federal funding starting in 2019 to open up access to people who have private insurance and mild to moderate mental health conditions. Prior to that, we could only serve people who met the mental health code definition of, severe persistent mental illness, and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. That criteria hasn't changed for access on people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. That's the same. But for people with mental health issues, mental illness, substance use, children and adults, we've greatly expanded access. So before, if somebody called and they had private insurance, we'd have to say, you're going to have to call a private provider. But now we can take those people. So we are serving right now at this point in the year 1,000 more people than a year ago.
Wow.
At this time, throughout St. Clair County. So so that's why we need all these staff, and we have new intakes. A lot of people. That means the number of people coming in for services every week continues to grow. More children than almost anything else. And children.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And some of that is because of I'm sure because of COVID, because of
They were away from
Yeah.
their classes.
Yeah, the
They didn't have any
disconnectedness
friends.
and
They
yeah.
were
So anyways.
amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Well, we're glad you're here and glad that we can help disseminate some of the information about what you guys do. But it's always, as you've said so many times, it's a stigma to talk about mental health, mental illness, but not if you pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I'd like a little advice.
You know, that was one of the good things about COVID, and you know, there were a few good things I think, and one of them was that since COVID, people seem to talk more openly about mental health issues, like,
Yeah.
and even during, like, they had a lot of anxiety, especially people who were more isolated, disconnected from others. So I think that's one of the good things, and you hear younger people too talking more about depression and anxiety than I've ever heard before. So the fact that they're talking openly about it, that's
Yep.
a good thing.
Yeah.
And remember Talkspace. I didn't bring my specific notes about that, but Talkspace is
Yes.
you get 3 face-to-face virtual visits with a therapist over a 3-month period, and unlimited chatting, texting, stuff like that. Or you can also have access to a 1-year app that's that Talkspace app that gives you a lot of like little webinar sessions, meditations, mindfulness activities, so strategies for weight loss, parenting. If you're worried about your kid might be using drugs, I mean, there's all kinds of different things that you can learn from the app.
And that's free.
Free.
And all I have to do is go to your web page and look for Talkspace.
And or our Facebook probably has it too. There's a QR code you can
Okay.
scan and get into it.
Good.
Super easy.
You got a lot of information always, darling. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And you know, you were gone for a week, or I was gone for a week, so we
Yeah.
messed up our
We were
schedules,
both-
but
we
we're
were both
back on
gone.
track. Alrighty, that's about it for this edition of the Focus program. My name is Paul Dingerman. See you soon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.